The first 3 months of 2020 were some of the darkest times of my life. Every day I'd wake up and question why I even got out of bed, why I existed at all. Beyond the point of feeling sorry for myself, I just felt nothing inside. That is, except for the precious 20 minutes on an evening I spent watching the weirdest, most wonderful, aptly titled bizarre adventure I have ever set my eyes upon. As you'll have realised, I came late to the JoJo's party. I'd always heard great things about it, but all I actually knew was that it was constantly referenced online, and there was that one to be continued meme with that cool song. Other than that, I went in completely blind, and when I watched the first episode in January, I hated it. Looking back, I just didn't get the show at first, in the same way I'm sure a lot of people don't, but Dio is a fucking asshole. That's clearly the point, but having Jonathan's whole life fall apart before his eyes because of this invader being welcomed into his home by his clueless father was just too much for me in my already fragile state. For some unknown reason, probably due to its acclaim, I gave it one more chance, and from that second episode onward, watching JoJo's was the light guiding me forward in one of my darkest hours. JoJo's is such a uniquely compelling show filled with ridiculous elements at every turn that it can't help but be adored by all that encounter it. From the moment I saw Speedwagon in all of his colour-changed glory stop his band of London thugs from attacking Jonathan because he could use his foresight to see he was a true gentleman, while wearing the hat from Goldfinger, I immediately understood what everyone was talking about. Unless you're reading a fanfic written by an overzealous 12-year-old, that type of insanity just doesn't happen. My favourite thing about all of JoJo's is the serious way it presents its absurdity, which in turn makes it all the stranger. It's this that I think is hard to get about the show at first, and to this day I can't tell whether half of the stupid shit that happens is intentionally funny or not. I could sit here and list off weird moments from the first season, like Zeppeli punching the frog, or Speedwagon's constantly overbearing narration of what we're seeing, but the bizarreness is so ever-present through every episode of every season that it should be the name of the show. I know a lot of TV shows are an escape from the boring mundacity of everyday life, but something about JoJo's surprisingly dumbass ideas made it so I was being knocked off my feet by the sheer stupidity of what I was seeing. My brain was so far from the logical reality of everyday life after being subjected to cyborg Nazis and hat hair and weird poses that I didn't feel bad at all while watching it. Its ridiculousness makes it lovable, and its lovableness made me actually happy to watch it at the end of every day. Slowly but surely, the more I watched JoJo's, the happier it made me feel, and the better I felt at those moments, the better I felt before and after them, until I kind of felt okay enough to take control of my life again. In the same way each JoJo and their JoBros stand up against impossible odds with sheer willpower and determination and magic ghost powers, I decided to stand up to life. I guess what I'm trying to say with this video is that when you're feeling down, help can come from the most unexpected places, and that by focusing on even the smallest source of joy in life, we can have the power to keep going. It sounds melodramatic, but if it wasn't for this insane anime about super buff and then ripped dudes beating the shit out of each other, I might not even exist right now. Thank you to Hirohiko Araki for having one of the weirdest, most inventive minds in all of art. Thank you to Jonathan for being the funniest JoJo, and thank you for watching. Wait, what?